Welcome back, crafties. We're going to talk about the first craft show that I had this year and my best sellers and the duds. First up, my top seller were the mini post-it notes. I sold those for $1.50 each or three for $3.50. The interesting thing was it didn't matter the size of the post-it note, the color of the inside post-it note. All they were interested in was the design. Did they like the design? And they liked the little bling on it. Most of the Christmas ones went. And then also the next favorite one were the springy like colors. Not the flowers though. They liked more of the solid kind of pattern colors, which was quite interesting. I had two types of clientele for the mini post-it notes. I had an elderly clientele, which they were lovely, and they took advantage of the $3.50 sale. Then I had females in their 20s, and they were only interested in picking up one. They just thought it was really cute and they had to have it. So there's that, mini post-it notes, highlight. And they also brought them to the table, so that's good. I had a section for my stocking stuffers. And in the stocking stuffers, I had Grinch pills. The Grinch pills were the second top seller. I had 7 and I sold 6. And actually, it was one lady who came by and she bought 5 of them. I'd already sold 1. And she was using them as party favors on her dinner plates. What a novel idea, and that's amazing. I also had 3 Rudolph noses, and she took those as well. The Grinch pills and the Rudolph noses I sold for $2 each. And the Grinch pills had a little saying on them, and it says, "Feeling a little Grinchy and blue? Not feeling the holiday spirit, are you? Worry not, for here's a quick fix. These little Grinch pills are the perfect magic trick. Take 1, take 2, or even a few, and they'll take the Grinch right out of you." Cute, isn't it? Next were the elf kisses at $2. And it has a neat little poem. It says, "With little elf eyes watching you, there's not a lot Santa misses. So to help you be good today, here's a bunch of sweet elf kisses." The elf kisses I got from the bulk barn here in Canada. I also got the Grinch pills and the Rudolph noses, which are the Christmas Smarties. With the increase in cost of chocolate, everything, the Grinch pills, Rudolph noses, and elf kisses were $2 simply because of the increase in costs. Previously, I used to sell those at $1. Okay, moving on to elf pillows. I only sold a few of those, but because I did sell some and they were in the stocking stuffer area, I thought I'd mention them. There is a little poem with those too. "When tiny elves tuck in at night, these little pillows keep dreams light." And the candies are from the dollar store. A big seller were bookmarks. I sold them for $1 or 4 for $3. The tassels, the bookmarks with the tassels, did not sell at all. Not one. I did have bunnies and Christmas mice. Those all sold. I also had some butterflies. I had some bookmarks with books. A few of those sold. Half of the dogs sold. I will make sure to have more stock at the next one. I didn't have any cats, unfortunately, and for next year I will include cats. For those of you who are purists, you'll get a little angry here, and feel free to put a thumbs down if you need to, or make a comment. All activities appreciated. I got it from Temu. The elderly lady was popular, especially when she was on her bike with her free-loving face. For all of them, it didn't matter age. The buyers were females. Okay, now we will move on to greeting cards. So I had some children's birthday cards. As you'll notice here, this is the one with the giraffe. And I glittered it up. I already had the graphic. I glittered it up, put some gold cardstock on it to trim it. And I had 2. I sold that out. I had quite a few different ones, and most of those sold. Those were quite popular. For this one here, I had a little different scenery in the background, and then I added the dinosaur. I added some glitter. I heat embossed the ephemera, the saying, and those were sellers as well. The greeting cards went for $5 or 5 for $20. The 5 for $20 was popular. Surprisingly, my biggest seller was the steampunk cat. I don't think I have a picture of it, but it was, I couldn't keep it on the shelves. Um, some of the other steampunk cards went as well, with the lady on it. Um, it was surprising that they I wasn't expecting that. It was a pleasant surprise. And the neat thing was that it was the elderly ladies who wanted the steampunk, and I found that that was so wonderful. It warmed my heart. I had created some sparkly cards. They did not sell well. I thought that they might. Hopefully, they will if I do an Easter show. I was surprised that the Christmas shaker cards didn't sell. However, I did have them at the $10 range due to the amount of work that goes into them. I will sell them for $5 at my next craft show. I'll keep you updated on how that goes. What did sell for cards were the Christmas cards, the birthday cards, and the just a note. And again, the steampunk. It didn't matter if it was just a note or a comment or blank, those sold. Next is blind date with a book. I had three prices: new like new, which was $15, gently used, which was $12, and well loved. I also had a sign that explained what blind date with a book is and why they should care. This came about, my neighbor kept on asking me, I don't understand what blind date with a book is. So then I thought, okay, if she has questions and she's not sure, then I'm going to create something so people can just see. Each of the blind date with a book had a Goodreads rating of 3 stars or higher. They had the genre and the theme. I listed that on the outside. An example would be things like second chances, justice, redemption, and past secrets coming to light, but no spoilers. I added pockets on the outside and I included bookmarks, library cards, sticky notes, a highlighter, positive stickers, a face mask, because who doesn't want to sit back with your face mask and read your book and just relax? A little feel good sentiment. Some of the books were large print. I would identify that. People really like the idea of it being a cozy, thoughtful, and ready to give gift. The Christmas card kits were a bit of a surprise. I did sell one, which I do count as a win, but overall, I don't think it was the right venue for them, or it wasn't the way I packaged it. I think they were a little bit too condensed, so people couldn't see easily how much was actually included. That's something that I might change in the future. Each of the kit had 6 cards. They had 6 card bases, panels, coordinating paper, ephemera, frames, sorry, I can't speak, frames, gems, sparkly bows, and some adhesive. Next, we have the cozy sock packs. They didn't sell at all. That really surprised me. However, there was another vendor there who was selling them, and they were selling similar packs with less product for $8. The only difference is their display was much more open, and they had everything showing, whereas mine was more compact and you couldn't see everything. So I'm assuming you couldn't see the value. I will fix that for the next show. Each one had a fuzzy sock, a full-size chocolate bar, tea, hot chocolate, microwave popcorn, and some extra holiday treats like Grinch kisses, etc. The lip balm purses and gift card holders, the gift card purses, they didn't sell at all. The lip balm purses they were hanging on the Christmas tree. While they look cute, people just were not interested. I even tried moving them to the front later on in the show, and they just did not sell. So hopefully there will be a different event or a venue that they do sell better at. So I had just a few journals, which got a lot of interest, but no buyers whatsoever. The Dragon Chronicle journal took a long time to make. There's parchment paper, glue, eggshell texture, tea dye, distressed pages, stickers, ephemera. I priced it at $20. I'm going to stay firm on that right now just because of the time involved and also the amount of product. People really liked it, but I just don't think this was the right crowd. Same thing for the Steampunk Chronicle. I got a lot of attention. It's decorated in a mini composition book with well-themed pages. It was priced at $15, but the same story. There's interest, just no purchasing. And then we had the complete duds that did not sell, and I expected them to because they have in the past. They were the snowman soup and the tea favors. None of those moved. I'm not sure why. I will not be selling them again. I will be gifting them to coworkers and neighbors. Um, I will bring them to the next show and see if I can move any, but I will not be making these again. They are coming off my list. The recipe books didn't sell. I wasn't surprised at that. Those were more of a labor of love. I really enjoyed doing them. I'll continue to bring them back until they sell. The big winners of the show were very clear. The mini post-it notes, the bookmarks, my goodness, the bookmarks, the Grinch pills, the Rudolph noses, the elf kisses, even the elf pillows. Small, affordable, easy to gift items did the best. I find the biggest thing to do is to keep trying, which is what we will continue to do here on Paper, Glue, and Fun. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with us and giving us your time. That is very precious and we appreciate it. Take care until the next video.